No, it's freezing.
It's absolutely freezing. Like, I don't know what you think you're doing to me. I can't even think straight.
You want the heat on? I'll drop the side and put it on.
Yes.
Are you getting any warmer from yours?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to get seized up quick.
You want some of my pretzel?
I don't know if Mike do you know if Mike's broadcasting? We're already broadcasting, I think.
No, we're not.
Hey Jeff, I'm just doing a live stream. Can I call you back? Give me like an hour. I'll give you a shot back. Thanks, buddy. Mike, are we live? I think we're live,
Oh,
Vicky.
we
You
are
shouldn't-
live. Oh,
okay,
geez.
you're alive. Stop. Vicky's eating. Vicky's eating.
That's embarrassing.
We're out. This is the first
Oh.
Vicky Vinny live.
I'm eating, looking at my phone.
We're outside in the tent where we're going to be for New Year's Eve.
Yes, we're
But
going to
we're
go
going to turn the
outside
heat on
for
right
New
now
Year's
because
Eve.
you needed to be warmer.
Yeah, I'm very cold.
Okay, but don't say that because we haven't turned the heat on yet.
No, yeah.
And in seconds you're going to be warm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already warm. I
Right.
need to hear another. Welcome everybody. We missed last week's Vicky and Vinny live.
Yeah,
We were not here. That's because of me.
yes.
We had a Toys for Tot drive that we did. Toys for Tots. It was a Republican-sponsored event,
Right.
but it was bipartisan
Right.
because we raised and collected toys for children of both parties.
That's correct.
Although you would probably think that more Democratic kids needed those toys. Can you stop texting?
I'm not. I'm trying to look at the comments. I can't.
Oh my God!
see
All right, I
it.
apologize. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
So
I can't.
So
I
here
don't
we
know
are.
Why.
It is-
now I'm
it is Christmas
now
week.
I'm videotaping myself.
oh my God.
I don't know
need
what
to.
I'm doing.
Oh, hey, Mike, can you capture the audio separate if you can?
Yeah.
Ask Mike if you can capture the audio separate so we can put it onto it. Because now we have.
Right. By the way, Todd said that we're always waiting on you. But I don't think this time, Todd, it wasn't his fault necessarily. I was still eating my pretzel. I didn't know we were going. Lee
eating a
Shekian said
pretzel.
hi.
She's also. not just
Ron
eating
says
pretzel,
hi.
We're running an event inside.
Yeah, no, we have a private party going on inside right
we have
now.
a private party inside, a babysitter at home.
Mm-hmm.
We're here live in the tent. I'm so excited to do it at the club again.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost 2 years ago that we decided to do live streams during the pandemic, right?
Was it 2 years ago?
People don't realize it. It's 2022 coming up.
Right.
That was March of 20 that we decided to give it a shot
Right.
and do the live stream. So a couple quick things, exciting news. Number one, you can listen audio only if you'd like
Right.
on at a Comic Style podcast.
Right. What is that
And-
loud noise?
And this week we also recorded.
Babe, there's a loud noise.
Okay, what do you want me to do? I'm gonna just keep going. I don't know if they can hear it. If Mike can hear it, we'll find out from our camera tech. That's the heater you just turned on.
Oh, okay.
So
you know
here's the
what?
thing.
Hey, Doug, maybe turn that heater off because it's
No,
just
me-
too loud. No,
okay,
this
is
is
Mike
good
hearing
enough.
the heater? Ask Mike if he's hearing the heater. What do you say?
He said it's fine.
Okay.
All right,
leave
fine.
it
Thank
on
you,
because
Doug.
now
I
it's getting
appreciate
hot, By
that.
the way, I'm already getting hot. So can you please stay on focus?
I'm sorry. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like.
Oh, my God.
This tent warms up so nicely
Yes.
that it really does. It feels like you're inside. So I just want to make it feel like we're inside. And I know that the heat's expensive and it's just for us two, but you know what? I want to be comfortable.
I want you to know something. I told Ted, who's here operating the cameras today,
Right.
I said, I will not be cold. I go, Vicky will bitch within seconds. You came in, Ted was trying to eat his burger, and the first thing she said, right, Ted? I'm cold. I'm freezing out there.
I
There
was
was
so
no
cold.
delay.
Well, I walked in. I said, "Oh, this doesn't work for me."
I said to Vicky, this is Ted. Of course, you know Mike. And she said, I'm cold. Like, you didn't even say
Yeah,
hi.
yeah.
Okay, now listen to me. So we have to tell them that we also recorded a Vicky Vinny Live
Right.
that we'll put up on Thursday morning at 6 a.m. So the Tuesday live stream will continue.
Right.
And Thursdays we'll drop the Vicky Vinny Live podcast on Facebook. So you
Right.
have all day Thursday, and that podcast we recorded was very fun.
Right.
Really fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm having a good time talking to you now because you keep looking at your phone.
No, I'm looking at the comments because Ron is saying that we're loud and clear. Todd said the tent is amazing. So no, that's all.
Who said that?
Todd said the tent is amazing.
The tent is so amazing. This
Yeah,
is the
it is.
best thing we did during the pandemic.
Right.
And Mike Kay, who's here tonight with us, helping us tonight, is the best person we met during the pandemic.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And he kicked our sound gear up
Oh,
in the high
yeah.
gear. In fact, I'm talking Mike into doing a podcast because he does big
He
stuff.
does really big events. Yeah.
Big events. He does Rutgers football. He went out and toured with a band.
Right.
And, did the sound and the rigging and all the other crap that Mike does. And he's so, he's super knowledgeable,
Right.
right? But he's also so humble about it.
Yeah.
And not Ted. Ted's an ass. But Mike is very humble about what he is. So I'm talking Mike and the other Ted into doing a podcast as well.
Ted Thorne.
Ted Thorne.
Right.
Very good, Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So that's going to come. And so we're just going to keep pumping out material. You're getting hot now, aren't you?
I'm not getting hot. I'm comfortable.
Oh my God, I'm
comfortable.
hot. I'm burning up in here.
So, but yeah, so I think the Ginsbergs are coming for New Year's Eve, which is super fun. We're going to have a great time. Sharon emailed me, and Todd is coming on the 30th,
The 30th is going to be so much
which
fun.
is going to be a great time. We have a
30th
band
is
coming on the
our
30th.
year-end Vicky Vinny Live
Right.
show.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll broadcast that as well.
Right.
Which we haven't done in a while. We have not broadcasted the show live. So we'll broadcast it live.
Right.
And if you're in that audience, you're getting great swag to go home with,
Right.
right? And that's going to be a super fun event.
Right.
The band is killer. And then in January, we're going to book another one because in January, I want to see if we can't get our good friend Joe to come back and do a spot as well.
Oh, Joe Coonan?
Joe Coonan, who I miss,
Right.
he's recording and
Right.
doing all kind of stuff. Now, Jimmy Leahy will be with us on the 30th. And Jimmy is the lead guitarist for Dennis DeYoung and played with Styx. And
Wow.
he's got a drummer that's a great drummer. I forget his name. I watched the drummer do Wipeout
Mm-hmm.
at Todd's 70th birthday party.
Todd's 60th birthday party.
He looks 70. Todd looks.
It's his 60th birthday party.
I'm only kidding, Todd. I know you're watching. I'm totally
Oh,
joking.
Denise just chimed in. I miss Denise. I have not seen Denise in so long. Denise Hofel.
Well, we did. So it's a drummer,
Right.
a guitar player, and a bass player.
Okay.
And they were amazing.
Right. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my
I'm
God,
looking
I
forward to
can't
the
wait.
30th.
What game are we going to do that night?
I don't know. We have to figure it out. Something fun. Something that we haven't done yet. Like maybe not trivia or the beer hoisting, which the beer hoisting is a fan favorite of mine.
I love the beer, but we can't do it again.
No,
Not
we
the
got
year-end
to
show.
we got to move on. But I want to talk to you about what you think is coming down the pike with the good old Omicron.
What's coming down the pike?
What you think is coming down the pike?
Oh, you want to talk about that now?
We're here.
All right, everybody. You heard it here on Vicky and Vinny Live first. The shutdown is coming. It won't be
Oh,
the same size.
okay.
Ted just wants camera time. Who are we kidding? It won't be the same size.
Thank
It
you.
won't be a complete shutdown. But I have predicted that
Thank
the
you.
kids will not be in school in the beginning of January.
Oh, I disagree. Hi, Aaron. Aaron McGuire is leaving us.
Thank you
Bye,
so much, Aaron McGuire.
We love you.
Aaron McGuire
Bye.
just
Have
did a
happy
great spot
holidays.
sides. Merry Christmas,
Bye.
Aaron.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
She's also a good person we met during pandemic.
Yes, yes, we met Aaron
Very
McGuire.
funny
Love
girl.
her.
A spicy, fiery redhead. The Aaron
Spins
McGuire.
right ginger,
So I think they're going to be back to homeschooling. I really do. And this is the way they'll sell it to us. They're going to say, well, just during the cold weather. That's the way they're going to sell it. They won't sell the 2-week to flatten the curve anymore. We all bought that car, and the warranty sucked.
Right.
It's going to be just during the cold weather until the thing goes through. And I personally think everybody should want Omicron. Everybody should want it.
Right, like you think like what happened when we were kids.
Yeah.
So like when I was a kid, I was 4 years old, I'll never forget it. My mom's best friend, she had triplets and a boy my brother's age, and we hung out with them all the time, and they got the chicken pox, and so they said, you know what, we're going over to their house to hang out with them, so everybody gets the chicken pox at the same time.
Everybody gets the same. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, if someone got sick in the house, my mother would literally, everybody get in the living room. Breathe deep.
Right,
I'm
right,
not
right.
cleaning up puke and shit for 4 weeks. And she wanted it in 1 week as much as ever sick as ever. Now, the thing with the Omicron, all right, is that with the Omicron, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are struggling as much.
Well, I
So-
think so many people are vaccinated though too.
Well, yeah, okay. So maybe
Yeah.
it's the vaccine. Maybe it just maybe the virus got less. Maybe it became more
Right.
amenable to coexisting
I
with
don't know.
humans the way the deer on our property did.
Yeah. So Denise thinks so. Our good friend Denise works in a school, and they think the same thing about like, that it's coming.
And let's be careful about one thing. Listen, if you
And Jan
had,
Derricks thinks it too.
huh?
Jan Derricks thinks it too.
Jan Derricks thinks what?
That a shutdown's coming with the Omicron.
Jan Derricks is right.
Yeah.
And Jan Derricks thinks that because I think it. And Jan knows that I'm right. I read an article today, and right or wrong, and
Right.
I read this article, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table. It's early morning. I have first cup of coffee, and I started going, I'm right. I'm right. I'm always so right. And Vicky goes, what is it? And I read a comment that
Yeah.
was made, and I read it to you, and you said you're annoying when you're right.
No, I know, but it is so because Tabitha called me today and said, "Mom, you're right." Because I said we got to. So our older girls go to the University of Michigan, and
Blue.
Go blue. I got an email like 2 weeks ago saying your student can get a booster shot. We have them all over campus. We have available, and I
Right.
said, "Oh, they're going to require the booster shot next."
That's how they
Be-
do it.
because they already require the kids to be vaccinated to go to school. So I said to Tabitha, hey, when you and Maddie come home, I'm going to get you guys the booster because you're going to need it. And she was like, blah, 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 giving me the whole song and dance. Not because she really cares, just because my kids think it's an inconvenience to go sit somewhere for an hour to get it.
Well, listen, here's the thing. Okay.
But then she said to me, Ma, you're right. I have to get the booster, and we have to get a negative test before we go back to school.
Right, a negative test and
Yeah.
a booster. And I'm not saying that I know everything, but I know
Right.
so much. I'm so close that we should just let me run the world. And I've said that the other day
I
to
don't
you.
think you have the temperament for it.
Oh, my
but
God, I do.
I don't think you have the temperament.
I want to say this. This is what they're going to do. They're going to slow us down in the winter.
Yeah, I definitely think it's coming. So we are going to preemptively move back outside.
We're moving it outside.
Yeah, we're moving outside. If you're listening, we've got the heaters, we've got the big high ceilings. We're moving back outside.
We're moving it back outside because it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Now, here's my thing about how people are and how funny people are and why sometimes it makes me crazy. So someone called you last week,
Right.
and this is what Vicky gets. She gets a call. I want to know if you're wearing masks in that club.
Right.
And so now, listen, we have the worst job because we have the people that don't believe
Right.
and the people that do believe, and both sides are 100% sure that they're right.
Right.
And both sides should know this. The only one that's right in this it's me. Anyway, he said,
Right.
says, this is the call. What are you doing? Are you wearing masks? So Vicky goes, well, there's no mask requirement currently, but there is plenty of space inside the club. And
Right.
we restricted our seating unilaterally without anyone
Right.
telling us to. We reduced seating. And then they go, are you requiring the vaccine? And Vicky goes, well, there's no state requirement to do
Right. The vaccine
right now."
cards. Yeah.
Right, no vaccine card requirement. And the woman goes, so you're telling me there's no vaccine card and there's no masking. What about distancing? And Vicky goes, well, we did take seats out, but you don't have to distance. It is a little bit more spacious. The
Well,
woman's
and I
all for-
also said to her, you can just buy. We still have the option where you buy a table
Right.
where you only sit with just your party.
Right. And then she goes, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. That's right, crazy.
It makes me laugh because, listen, it is nice to sit with your own table.
I do. I like that. I
You
really
love
do.
it.
That is one of the things that I really enjoy that came out of this is that comedy clubs across the country.
Not everybody doing it.
Not everyone's doing it anymore.
I'm
And-
going to pat ourselves on the back.
Yes.
I think we handled it here better than anybody
Right.
and as well as it could be done.
Right.
And I don't do a lot well in life,
Right.
but this I do well in life, right? This we do.
Right.
And I'm going to pat ourselves on the back and say we did a good job.
Right.
And we're ahead of it because all these guys in New Brunswick got to take their tents down. And
Right,
I
I
kept
know.
telling the powers that be, don't take those tents
Yeah.
down. Don't take them down. And here we are. People want to be outside. That's why our next endeavor. I know what I want: a pavilion,
Right. Yeah, you did.
right, with open sides, fire pits. Only, it can be closed in, but it can be
Right.
open, and of course, all nude servers. That'll make it.
I don't think so.
Hey, Mike, can you ask Mike? Was he able to load the picture? Ask him if he can load the picture.
Right. Phil, I never know how to say his last name.
By the way, if you're
Manza?
watching us, and I hope you are, I hope
Vinny.
you're watching us.
Vinny.
Yes.
Phil Manza said that we trailblazed 1,000%. Phil Manza.
Oh, he said we trailblazed.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's very nice. Phil.
Yeah.
We love you for that.
So I don't know why
Uh,
I'm having a hard time getting all the comments. It's coming like they're a little delayed. So
I have to tell you that it's really nice. If you're watching us now on the Comics Tale page or on the Gather page up at the restaurant in Bridgeport
Right.
or the Bridgeport Club, please coagulate to the Stress Factory Facebook page.
right.
That's where we want you. That's where we need you. And that is the only place you'll be able to see the broadcast, the private taping
Right.
that we did. That's going up. Our fans only page.
What?
It will be on the Facebook
Right.
on that, right?
Right. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about is just how blessed we were through all of this with, our managers, Derek and Patty.
Well,
And-
was he able to get the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you something. Now,
Right.
this is important to us. If you can see the picture, you should be seeing it. This is an
Oh,
outdoor.
so you know what though? On the screen,
No, don't
what?
worry. No, yeah, we want the whole thing first.
No, you can't see the whole thing.
No, they're going to see it.
Oh, okay.
They'll see it.
Oh, now you can. Now you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a photograph of a private party we did in
Yeah.
the club.
Right.
In the club, and I was so proud. The food was great.
Right.
This is a bunch of people that came in. They got now. Look at this. It's outside. It's warm. This is
Right.
last week. It was cold out.
Right.
It's inside. It's warm. It's cold, and I mean, I'm sorry. It's cold outside. Warm in the tent.
Yeah.
The food delicious. Now take a look at Derek in the background
Right.
of this photograph. This is Derek. Now, everyone's having fun. I'm laughing. I'm taking the picture. Everyone's having fun. I put this picture up, and Mike Kay looked in the background and said,
Right.
"Look at Derek."
Right.
And this is Derek. He works so goddamn hard.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He works so hard. But the picture made me laugh. And the staff circulated the picture amongst
I
themselves?
know because Tabitha, our daughter Tabitha, works here in the summer, so she's still in the employee
my
group
God.
chat, and she was cracking up because Derek was calling you like the spawn of Satan, and
Oh,
we're making him work.
Derek needed some time off. Derek needed some time
Yeah.
off
Yeah,
He's off this
Dave
week.
and Janet Icavone said he is stressed. Yes, he is definitely stressed. So Derek is taking this week off to recoup and start the new year right.
He needs to recoup.
Yeah.
Derek and Patty, and of course Doug, who helps us out all the time.
Right, Doug,
We got
yeah.
a good crew. So, Vicky, we talked a little bit about HR the other day.
Right, we did
You know
talk
what the
about
staff is doing to me now?
No.
All right, so when we hire people, they'll introduce them to me.
Right.
But I don't listen
No, you don't.
to their names.
Right.
And so now the staff that's been here for a while, I eventually learn their names,
Right.
right? And I feel a little bit like Urban Meyer because I just call him server, food runner. He's calling people kicker, runner. And I feel a little bit like Urban Meyer.
You've been doing that for years, though.
Huh?
You've been doing that for years.
Who's been here for years?
No, you've been doing that for years.
I have. I've been doing it way before Urban Meyer made it
Yeah.
popular. But what happened the other night is they had a new girl. I don't know her name.
Right, that's Lena, I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so now the other girl, I know her name because I coached a Mallory.
Right.
So I'm like, I coached a Mallory. Mallory's a fairly unique name. I'm going to remember Mallory. And she's been here for, I think, I don't know, maybe 3 months? How
2
long-
months.
2 months. So
Yeah.
she's been here enough. The other new girl, they have her in, and the girl really wants to please everybody. And this is
Okay.
what the staff does to me now. I'm walking out, and they go, hey, Vinny, and they're all standing around. I go, hey, Vinny, real quick. And I'm like, yeah, wait, what do you guys need? What's her name?
Ah!
I tried to bluff my way through it. I said, here's what we'll do.
Right.
I go, I know her name, and I
Right.
didn't know her name. I go, you all put up $20.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone put up 20. I say the name, I take the money.
Right.
And they wouldn't put up the $20. I bluffed through it. But Alex said, would you do it for 50? And I continued the bluff. I go, I'll do it for 50. So Alex put up $50. I turned to the girl and go, I'll give you $25 and tell me your name. I don't know her name.
That's
Hey,
so funny.
ask Mike if he could send a server out here for me with a black label on the rocks. Not a lot, just 2 fingers black label on the rocks. I'm not in the beer mood tonight. I'm in a black label mood tonight. So Vicky, do
Yeah.
you know the staff? Do you know all the whole staff?
What?
You know the whole staff name? You know everybody's
Yes,
name?
I know everybody's name.
Do you know that the guy you hired, Dylan,
Yes.
punched another server and broke another server's ribs?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Bailey went to the hospital tonight.
What?
Yes, they think it's funny. 'Cause this guy's gigantor. He's what?
What? What is Mike saying?
Black label on the rocks.
Yeah, black label
Yeah.
on the rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, just one. And so he's gigantic. He's got to be.
Did that that happen tonight?
No, he punched him last week, but today the kid's rib. I think he displaced the rib.
Why would Bailey, who's a string bean, allow Dylan, who literally
Gigantor.
he is the heavyweight wrestler at TCNJ?
I know. He's gigantic.
Why would they think that's a good idea?
I wouldn't let anybody punch me in the ribs. And this is the second person they did it to. And I think Bailey's in the hospital right now.
Really?
He's getting looked at right now. I said, you got to go to the hospital for that.
Oh, we do. And you know why? Because we learn from experience. Because a couple years ago, Vinny was playing.
Get up on your mic.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. He moved it down here. I'm not sure
Can
why.
you hear her okay, Mike?
I don't know. It
Oh,
sounds
okay,
good.
good deal. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So a couple years ago, it's Labor Day weekend. We're at the beach, and Vinny decides he's going to start a game of football with a bunch of other fathers. And
Because that's what you do at the beach.
yes, we were having a lovely, lovely time.
Great time.
But one father threw the pass, and Vinny decides he's going to side dive for the pass, like a side dive.
I looked like Odell Beckham. It
Yeah.
was the most beautiful, laid out, and I caught the ball.
You caught the ball, right. But like in movies, when you side dive on a beach, it's like fluffy, and like it doesn't hurt. But when you dove, you landed straight here. So Vinny gets up and he's all like, oh, I think I hurt
No,
myself.
I didn't get up. That's a lie. I was on the beach, wheezing. I could
You
barely
were
breathe.
not wheezing.
I was on the.
You
thank you very much.
were
Take it
not
back.
wheezing. Thank you, Peter. You were not. You were not wheezing. So, but we're in the middle of a story, Vincent.
So
we are
I was
literally in the middle.
wheezing.
No, you
Oh
weren't
wait,
wheezing.
you're so full of shit. I was on the sand. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, you were fine.
Vicky comes up to me and she goes, "Get up, we're leaving." And I'm like, "I think I broke. I think I broke a rib." And she goes, "You didn't break a rib. Get up." And that's what you did.
I did. I did.
You did.
I did.
And I get up and she's like, "Carry the cooler." I'm like, "I think I
No,
broke
no,
a
no,
rib."
no, no. What I said is, so Vinny had a better parking spot than I did,
Oh right.
and so I
Yes.
said, I'll take.
and I'm breathing like this. I'm like, "Ugh."
I'll take Cassie. I'll go to the further parking spot, but I'm gonna load you up with all of our beach chairs.
So Vicky took my car, which was parked 15 feet away from the beach, and she gave me a car parked, I'm not bullshitting, at least a half a mile. That was way half mile walk.
Right.
And she loads me up with beach chairs and a cooler and everything else. And I lug it to the car.
Yes.
And this is Vicky. So I always insist that Vicky and the girls kiss me hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in that because you don't know
Yeah.
know when things happen. So I say, Vicky, give me a kiss goodbye. Vicky's like, "Oh, stop being a baby." And she gives me a kiss goodbye, and I'm lugging the stuff to the car. Now what you don't know is other people are like, "Are you okay?"
That didn't happen. Nobody asked you that. That you're full of baloney on that one.
Now I get to the car, I get home.
Right.
Okay.
And he's so uncomfortable that
For
he's
3 days.
well, he's got to sleep in the recliner chair,
Yep.
and he's
If you haven't-
uncomfortable.
If you haven't cracked a rib, it hurts.
Right. So by like day 2, he's like, I think I should go to the doctors. And so we said, okay, go to the doctors. And meanwhile,
Wait,
in my
that
head,
is not how that happened. Day 2, Vicky's like, "Oh, get over it.
I
You caught
did
a
not.
football." Yes, you were. You caught a football. You're fine. You're fine. Get that thing off the top shelf in the garage and let's load those suitcases in the car. And by the way, you want to swing some kettlebells? You were absolutely ridiculously.
because you always think something's wrong.
my God.
It's not my fault. You always think something's wrong. Vicky, check
Vicky
this
had me
out.
doing shit that we
Vicky,
just don't even
What
do.
is this on my neck? Vicky, what is this over here? Vicky. So who can tell when you're really something's wrong?
Okay, now listen. She's giving me assignments. I'm doing things. I'm loading dishwashers all the whole time. Now, by Wednesday, it was
Yes,
a Wednesday.
it was a Wednesday. You
3
were
days
right.
later, I said, "Vicky, I gotta go to the doctor for this." And she's like, "Oh, go." Doesn't even drive me. I have to drive myself to the doctor. All right, I'm driving with my left hand.
That is true.
I know it's true. I go to the doctor. He examines me and he goes, "When did this happen?" I go, "Sunday." He goes, "Why weren't you in the emergency room?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You could have died. Your lung could have collapsed. You have 3 cracked ribs. They're non-display." I'm like, "What?" Now, they don't do shit for the cracked ribs.
No, but you're texting me from there going, I had 3 cracked ribs. He said I could have punctured a lung. And I'm going, you better not be lying to me.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You better promise to me on my life
Yeah, this is Vicky.
that you're
Your
not lying.
ribs better be cracked. This better not be typical bullshit where you're crying. You better don't
I
come
felt
home.
terrible after that. Ben. As soon as you swore on my life, which is like, from
We don't
our
do that.
generation, like the golden, like if
Yeah.
you swear on someone's life, then that's you're not fibbing.
Yeah, that's what she actually texted. "You better not come home without cracked ribs." So I get home and I think he X-rayed me. I forget how he did it. He X-rayed me and everything. I handed it to Vicky. She's like, "Oh my God!" And then you turn into Dolly Partner.
I
or not Dolly
felt
Parton, you turned-
terrible.
Yeah, you were very good. My Picture. You turned into My Picture. She's for a week, but it took a long time to heal.
Yeah. What's so funny is we were just talking about swearing on your life. Like, so when we grew up, if you swore on your life, like you would say, someone would tell you something, you'd be like, "You swear on my life that you're saying that," and you would say, I can't swear on your life. I can't do that.
Right.
I just, no, I'm not being truthful.
I know where
And
you're going with this.
That's the golden rule. So Vinny and I have 3 kids together, and our youngest is 9. And she tells me some elaborate story about taking another test in school. And now at 9, she doesn't have that many tests. So I say, well, that seems odd that you'd have another test because you just had one yesterday. Oh, I have another one. I have to go home. And she's going on and on
This
with
is
this
Maddie.
tale. No, this is Cassandra.
Cassandra, okay, right?
So I say, Cassandra, are you telling me the truth? I am telling you the truth. I have another test. And I said, Cassandra, you swear on my life that you have another test. I swear on your life, Mom, I have another test. I said, you're telling me you have another test and you swear on my life? And she said, yes. So I said to her, Cassandra, I'm going to email your teacher because I don't believe you have another test. And she said, don't email my teacher. I lied. And I said, Cassandra, you swore on my life. And she goes, so? And I go, what do you mean, so? Cassandra, you can't lie and swear on my life. God could strike me dead.
Right.
Because you swore on my life. So now I immediately call our kids in birth order. I call Madison, our oldest, together. And I say, Madison, if you tell me something and you're lying to me and I call you out on it and I say, you swear on my life, are you telling the truth? Without hesitation, Madison says, of course, Mom. I would never swear on your life.
Maddie will not violate that rule.
No, I would
Maddie will.
never, ever
Right.
do that. I call our middle daughter, Tabitha. And in true middle daughter fashion, I say, Tabitha, if I call you and you lie to me and I ask you, would you swear on my life? Would you do it? And without missing a beat, she goes, depends on the lie. Depends on the lie.
I
So-
love when I love when you're the little moments of raising children, right?
Yeah.
So because Maddie will be the surliest,
Yes, Maddie is the surliest.
but also the most emphatically apologetic.
Yes.
So she crosses the line. She
Right.
says she's sorry.
Right.
And Tabby will say a surly apology. I'm sorry.
Right.
And Cassie's in the middle.
Right.
Now, one of my favorite stories, we were outside and we live on a dirt road and I look up the dirt road and Madison has Tabitha.
Cassandra.
It was
And
Cassandra?
Because it was Madison.
Oh, you're right.
It was the 3 girls, but Cassie was with
That's
her.
right.
She was little.
So Maddie has thought it funny or wise to take a photograph of Cassandra, who's 4 at the time.
She was
3?
4 at the time because Maddie was 16.
Yeah, laying in the middle of the street.
Yes.
Now, our street gets 2 cars a day,
Right.
but it's the middle of the street. So I come out and I go, hey, you can't take a photograph of them in the middle of the street.
Right.
And I'm on a little golf cart thing that we have.
Yeah.
Has rearview mirrors. And Maddie gives me some lip, and I go, I don't care.
Right.
You're not taking this photograph. And she goes, oh, okay, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, great. And I turn around, I'm driving back toward our house. And in the rearview mirror, I see Maddie go like that.
Right. Which is with our oldest daughter, that was a huge infraction because she never did things like that.
No, she still doesn't do things like that.
No.
She makes a mistake. And I saw her and I stopped that car. And I turned and I go, did you just give me the finger? And she melted. She melted so hard. And me, like, I'm pretty good. Like, once I know I have the upper hand, I'm not
Right.
giving that up. And I'm like, you gave me the finger. You gave me, and I drive in the house.
Yeah.
And I told her, and we kind of laughed about it.
Right.
But now Maddie comes in, full waterworks, crying, Dad, please forgive me. And I'm like, I don't
Right.
know. I don't know.
Right. And meanwhile, our youngest, Cassie,
Oh,
because the kids in school, in 3rd grade, you're learning swear words and things of that. She now will jokingly give the pinky finger.
yeah.
She gives the pinky finger.
Yeah.
'cause
The
she
pinky
thinks-
finger, which is the modern day FU,
Right.
right? And this
Right.
is where I say, and we diverge a little bit here, but this is what I say about the woke moment. It doesn't matter what I call you, it's the intention,
Right.
right? So, Vicky, let's tell a quick comedy club story.
Right.
All right, and I don't know if we told the story on New Year's Eve. I think we did.
What story?
It's one of my favorite stories with the girl dancing. I think we told the story once.
I don't remember.
So we do a New Year's Eve every year, and this New Year's Eve is great. We have Greg Fitzsimmons. It's open bar, dinner. We're going to be out here. The dancing's going to be out here. It's going to be an amazing night in Bridgeport. That club is super spacious, unbelievable air filtration system, great club, super fun. David Arnold up there, very, very funny. But after the show, after the food, after the comedy, it's open bar all night long, we have dancing.
Right.
And, for Vicky and I, it gets late. 2 o'clock in the morning, the show's breaking
Right.
up or whatever. And now we're going to let them dance, and we let you dance till you're done dancing.
Yeah.
And every year, this father comes in with his 2 daughters.
Right.
And he's an amazing guy
Right.
because he was in a plane crash. He's the only survivor.
Right.
Okay, which is amazing anyway. It's like a movie. And he comes with his 2 daughters, and the dancing starts. And at this point in the night, I'm talking to them, I'm having fun. But I want to go home. I'm tired.
Right.
Too many people to go home. She's in the middle of the dance floor, and she starts twirling around. And then, like a puke sprinkler system, she starts drunk throwing up. But she's dancing in circles, and it's like, "Wah!" And the smell.
Yeah.
Emptied the club in seconds. I was home that New Year's Eve super early,
Right.
and you're like, "What are you doing home?" I'm like, the girl helped us out because you couldn't dance afterward.
No.
And now the other one's a little I don't know if that story about the homeless woman,
No, yeah, you can tell it.
but it's not funny, right? It's just heartwarming during the holidays. I gotta turn
Right.
that heat off. I'm dying.
Right.
Hey, can you turn that off for me? This one right here. I'm dying. I don't know how you're not melting. If you could turn that off for me, you will be my favorite. Almost. It's up here, Ted. Up at the top. There's a valve there. And then I'm going to ask Mike if he'll join us for a minute.
Yeah.
I want Mike to jump on that third microphone,
Oh, yeah.
and I want him to tell his HR story
Right.
because it's going to help us promote our next live.
Yes.
Well, the Thursday show, which ends with some great HR stories.
Yeah, we actually should probably move that along to that story. So finish that story because this show
I'll
will
save
break.
the homeless story at that time. Hey, Mike, come on
Yeah,
out for a minute if
yeah.
you would. Mike Kay. I love this guy. I talk about Mike Kay all the time, right? I mean, can you come out, Todd?
Oh yeah, Ted will switch with you.
Will Mike come out?
Yeah, he's coming out. I'm gonna scoot.
I
you
love
over.
Mike. And what's funny is that Mike doesn't always, I'm trying to see. Okay, it's good. I'm happy about this. So, Mike was talking. Is he almost done? Yeah. I'm dying, Doug. I'm dying. It heats up fast in here.
Yeah.
Aren't you hot now?
No, I'm not
Really?
hot.
Your coat came off?
I'm comfortable.
You ever try my scotch?
No, thank you. I don't like scotch.
By the way, I want to try and get the guys.
So while we wait for Mike, I just want to tell you a little story. I didn't tell you this. So while we wait for Mike, I'm Christmas shopping with Cassie the other day, and we're gonna get Vinny a present. And she says to me, "I want to get Dad a record."
A what?
A record, like an old record.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, Cass, we don't have a record player." And she said, "Yes, we do." And I said, "No, we don't. And we're going round and round and round. We don't have a record player." "Oh, it's in the garage." And I said, "I think you're confusing that with the DVD player." And, these kids, they don't know what records are, what DVDs are. I see it with my own staff. They don't know how to mail a letter. Like, they legitimately don't know how to mail a letter. Like, where does the stamp go? Where does my address go? We have our one manager in Bridgeport who literally said, "Do I put it in that tin can outside
Oh, my
the box?"
God.
Right. So this is a whole generation of kids.
We got Todd's story.
Yeah, we will in a second. So
Oh,
it's
my
a whole
God.
generation of kids not growing up, not knowing what it is. So Cassie says to me, "I really want to get him a record." And I said, "Cassie, for the final time, we don't have a record player. Any music that your dad wants to listen to, he'll just listen on Spotify. Like, I'm not getting him a record." And she goes, "You know what? It doesn't matter that we don't have a record player. It's a thought that counts. I want to get him a record."
That's right. Hey, welcome to stage,
Yes.
Mike Kay,
Hello,
everybody.
Mike. Hello, Mike.
He's got me on
Mike, did you
PTZ
fix the
up there.
camera? Are you on the camera?
He's not on yet.
Doug, we're gonna. This is. You know how many times I asked you to do a podcast with you and Ted?
I don't want to show my face, man, because there's always some kind of little problem or something. And even the one right now, there's kind of like a little click in the audio that I'm hearing.
Mike, that's because listen, people that are here, they don't hear that. That's because you're my favorite person in
Right.
so many ways, but you have OCD regarding sound. Only
Vinny, you
sound.
know what I'm gonna do? Just because he's not on camera, Mike, I'm gonna switch spots with you.
Yeah, all
and
right.
you're gonna sit right
Oh,
here.
we'll get Mike K down on camera. I
All
love
right.
it.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
you're gonna sit right here.
Yeah, that's the chair that has long hair. Vicky, can you go past Jay a note, tell him 5 more minutes? 6 more minutes? Tell him I'll be in 6 minutes, 7 minutes? Because I got to end the show at some point.
Oh, you're gonna end
Yeah, Jay, yeah. But I think Jay's only on about 40 right now, so he's okay if he does another 10. Tell Jay another 8 minutes. Pass him another 8 more minutes. So, Mike, I'm so happy. Because,
This is awkward, but all right.
you know, I talk about you all the time.
You do.
You're like, I do. But also just with Vicky, I'll just talk about you because we love you. And I'm
Thank
telling
you.
you, I know you were here pre-pandemic to look at the soundboard.
Yep.
And we did not ever meet.
Correct.
Yeah,
It was
and
a very
now
strange,
you're going to.
strange meeting the way it all went down. I was here through a mutual friend to meet with Derek.
Right.
I had no clue that I'd end up, that destiny would bring us together like this with the pandemic going on and all.
And our mutual friend is,
John Lynch Jr.
huh?
John Lynch Jr.
Who is it?
John Lynch Jr.
Oh, yeah,
We
but
call him
also, no,
JFL.
didn't we also meet you through
Oh, Tony P.
Tony P?
And Tony P, yeah. for sure.
legendary musician,
For sure.
former Asbury Juke.
I owe a lot to Tony.
Tony, yeah, I mean, you owe a lot to him, right?
Oh yeah, some of the best shows I've ever done were with him. So he's I got my start in sound at Birch Hill, working for Tony indirectly at the back room called Stingrays.
Yes, Stingrays is still there.
No,
it might be
long
closed.
gone. Birch Hill's long gone.
Wait a minute, Stingrays in Long Branch.
Stingrays was the backside of Birch Hill in Old
Okay,
Bridge.
okay. Because there's a Stingray restaurant in Long Branch.
No, not that. This is
Well, you know,
I'm
Tony
talking Birch
P,
Hill.
I love.
The year like 2000. That's when I started working for Tony P.
He's so good. Here's the one thing I'll tell you about Tony P. If you don't know him, if you do know him, you'll get it right away. When the sun goes out permanently, Tony will still be wearing sunglasses.
Yes, he will.
When the earth ends and there's no more sun, Tony P's gonna go, I got my glasses. So Mike, we told some great HR stories today. You were engineering the show, right?
Yeah.
Did you like those stories?
It was good. Yeah, I could certainly relate because I got people that I got to hire all the time, and you never know what you're going to get sometimes to come through the door, like you were saying. So,
Right? And
unfortunately, the guys that you get with the gauges and the piercings, they usually end up working for me as a stagehand. So I've definitely had my fill of those kind of guys.
well, there's a guy in there tonight working with the doctor with 2 gauges, but they're little gauges. And I thought about it, and here's the thing. So, you know, I told some stories the other day, and you do a lot of work for Rutgers.
I do.
And you told me a story that I'm like, oh my God, we got to get you to tell the story. So go ahead. I mean, I love it because, first of all, this is a Rutgers event. Now, here's how nervous I am. All right. You're presentable. Ted's on the cusp. Ted's on the bubble. Ted's walking around.
Oh my God, this story. So I got a job at Rutgers like I always do, and I get overbooked constantly. I start to get spread thin on guys. I run out of people, and next thing you know, I got to sub somebody, right? So I try to keep it in the family, and if someone buys gear from us or it's somebody that I work with, I'll throw him a bone and I'll give him a job, right? So this guy just bought some gear from me. He was hungry for work, and I was like, listen, man, I'm tapped out at Rutgers. I got a little thing. They're doing like, it was like a bonfire or something. And I was like, it's perfect for you. It's perfect for what you just bought. Can you do it for me? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I got it. I'm like, all right, cool. So that day comes, you know, usually once everything gets up and running, I'll have a moment where I'm like, all right, I can take a breath. I can kind of drive around. I'll go see all the other jobs if I'm in the area, make sure they're going good. So I go to this job, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, man, there's actually a lot of people here. This one's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I see my buddy, and he's like, hey, oh, this is my cousin, whatever his name was at the time. He's like, yeah, he's working with me. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I look at his T-shirt, and I notice it's a Rutgers R, but just it looked a little funny, and I kind of didn't pay too much mind to it. I was like, oh, he's wearing some kind of weird red R shirt.
Which,
Whatever.
first of all, you think, okay, you're working for Rutgers. You did the right thing. You wore a Rutgers shirt. right?
Yeah, so
like you're
that's
being
what
a
I
good
thought.
guy.
But I was like, oh, it just looks like some weird cheap imitation shirt. I didn't get a good look at it, right?
Right, not a
So
graduate,
he
but he's on the team.
So the whole night he does that job. I leave. I go back to the other spot that I'm at. Later on, those two come back to help us load out in another location. And he comes in. The cousin dude is like standing right in front of me, and now I get a good look at the shirt. And it's a Rutgers. It's the block R, but it's got. How do I say it? What do I say?
Yeah, say it. It has a.
It looks like a penis. It's like it's straight up. It was like you got to picture the R looking like that. Use
It
your
looks like a
imagination.
flaccid. The R
Yeah,
made
like
out
the
of
part-
a flaccid penis.
The part that comes, and I'm looking at him like, holy shit. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing with that shirt? What? I was like, dude, did anybody notice that you had that shirt on? Please tell me nobody said nothing to you. He's like, oh, no, nobody noticed. Nobody saw nothing. I thought it was funny. Dude, the next day, first thing in the morning, man, I think he wrote it that night. I got an email from my client at Rutgers, and I'm like, oh my God, dude. And it's like, how do you apologize for something like that? You know,
Right.
like, just what do you say? It's like, I didn't check the guy's wardrobe before he went to the job, but no matter what, it's my fault. It reflects poorly on me, and I gotta answer for this. You
This
know?
is what it's like to run a business. And the funny part is, that guy, like somewhere there's a disconnect. That guy that morning said, hey, I'm working at Rutgers today. This is the shirt I'm going to wear.
If I knew you were gonna bring me up, I would have found the email that I got and I would have read it because it's hilarious. Like when somebody's like trying to be serious and write an email about a problem, but at the same time, it's kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious.
because the guy has to like describe to me that this person was wearing an inappropriate T-shirt with a phallic on it. Like,
It's the best.
You gotta pick words, and it's like
I'm gonna tell you something. So that's HR in a nutshell, right? I've had people like we talked about the other day, some great stories, and we're gonna bring you back on and do more stories because I know your cohort of hiring is worse than mine, because you're already in an artistic field
yeah.
where people are genuinely screwed up anyway. Like artists are screwed up people. We're all defective. You know, you're not defective because you do. Vicky, you got to come over and close this out. You're not defective.
A lot of guys like smoking weed in my business.
Oh,
That's all
the
I can
weed.
tell you.
Vic, come on. We have to close out. Oh my God. So Mike, because I have to get Jay off stage,
Yep.
there's two things. No, stay here. There's two things I need you to do. Number one, you have promised to come back on. We're gonna trade HR stories, right?
right.
And number two, I want you and Ted's podcast.
All right.
I
The
want that
sound
podcast.
show.
So you engineered our show the other night. It's worth listening to on Thursday, right?
I think so.
I need you to do me a favor. Thursday, get in there. Go on the YouTube page, subscribe, become a subscriber. Listen, you're going to need me and Vicky and Mike all through 22, January, February, March, even April. We're not going to be normal again till May. It's going to be May. And then the midterm elections are here, and believe me, they're thinking ways right now. I got to go in and get Big Jay off stage. I thank you for engineering it. This is Mike K. You've heard about Mike K 800 times. That's Mike K. I'm Vinny. That's Vicky. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We will respond to your questions and whatnot tomorrow, and we love you guys. Hey, if we don't see you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Be good to your family. Enjoy your life. Next week, I'm going to tell you a New Year's Eve story about a homeless woman at 5 a.m. here at the club. See you guys next week. Love to all.
Thank you.
Oh, I broke my mug. Sorry about that. That was fun, Mike. I'm going to get poor Jay off stage.